Hey everyone, and welcome to the end of regular season, beginning of playoffs, league managers note. I'm Mr. Modest, the reigning champ, aka Buzzsaw, aka number one in your hearts, Joel Gibson. How you doing, bud?
This is the champ with the most wins.
Yes, correct.
Maybe not the most recent, but the champ with the most.
Okay. Now, we're doing this before games stop, and the first matchup's going to be my matchup against Kyle. So I do want to do a little asterisk here. There is an opportunity for Kyle to come back if he can catch rebounds and assists the 10 o'clock game, and free throws. So if he gets all three of those, I have Wendell Carter going. He has a few players. If he gets all three of those, he ends up beating me. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't have an effect. So we were just going to shoot the video because all the playoff seeds are set at this point. Kyle's literally hurting himself by winning. So congratulations. Although I think Cody has Kyle's number one, if I'm thinking about it correctly. Yeah, I've been very injured, and we'll get to that in a little bit. I did not have like half my roster this week. Drummond hurt his toe. Harden hurt his hamstring. Ingram hurt his toe. Brogdon has a hip issue. There's a lot. But chances are I'm going to beat Kyle. I finished as the 3 seed. Kyle, depending on where he finishes in the bottom 4 somewhere. We're not going to cover those matchups. Who cares about the bottom 4? So thank you, Kyle, for participating again this year. High expectations for your team this year that kind of fell short. So it is certainly a bummer. I was legitimately concerned that Kyle was going to be a contender this year, and I'll say that. He managed to make it not so.
Yeah, really, really good work. I knew he was in trouble the day that Klay Thompson went down.
Yeah, it was. That is unfortunate. That started the absolute downslope for Kyle. Yeah,
it was just followed by a very poor draft as well.
A very poor draft. I'm pretty sure he drafted Tristan Thompson. I'm never going to let that go. I hope he drafts him again next year. I hear he's in for a big season. So go out and get your draft boards ready, everyone. Thank you, Kyle. Seriously, it's great to have you in the league. It's been rough for your sports this year. Hopefully next year's better for you. Next matchup is Doug solidifies his 4 spot over Matt, knocking Matt out of the playoffs. Matt, likely the number 9. He is also bottom 4, so thank you, Matt. How far you've fallen since winning that championship that everybody is astonished you won. Congratulations. Fair season.
The fall from grace has been rough.
Yeah, the fall from grace has been rough. It looked okay, and then he got really injured towards the end. He decided to, cut his losses and sold off his team towards the end. And Cody's been putting some wins together. So Matt, number 9, good season, and we'll see you next year for another good draft from you as well, I'm sure. Doug, like I said, number 4 spot, and he's feeling it. He's got 54 steals, 41 blocks here. You're talking about a 180 line over 2 weeks, and I'm telling you, I told you before the video, it was either going to be you or Doug in the second round, and both of you are monsters, so this might be Doug's first championship this year.
That'd be interesting. A new potential champ.
Yep, then we'll have to send the trophy down to Raleigh, and it will continue getting different states. I love it. Next matchup is your matchup. You take care of Adam pretty handedly. He did not have Lowry this week. Pretty injured. He is without LaMelo for the rest of the season, as we've noted. And Ball played tonight, so Ball is healthy. He got 17 minutes in his first game back. They don't play till Tuesday. I don't know if he's going to be on limited minutes there either. Adam will be the 6th seed moving forward, and Joel, you will be the 2 seed. Neither one of you neither one of your seasons is over yet, so moving on. Next matchup is Cody beating Simmons. The bad news just keeps coming for Simmons. Hayward out for 4 weeks. That is not what you want to hear. Zion has been an issue. Cody took care of business, and Cody's team looks pretty good here down the stretch. Shout out to him, as I've said, lost his first 5 games, and he's the 8 seed moving forward. Simmons is the 5 seed. I also wanted to thank the 3 through 6 people for not having to go to tiebreakers this week. It's all very straightforward, straight by the records. Pretty excited about it. Simmons is 5, like I said. He might be tied with Adam, but I believe he has the tiebreaker with Adam regardless. Yeah, that's it. Next one is CJ almost pulling the upset of the century. Man, I was certainly in his corner, and then he comes out on Monday and he doesn't set his lineups. And wouldn't you know it, had he set his lineups, he beats Neiman with points. That is a bummer. That's a bummer. Joker's likely going to pull away the points here. CJ's almost done, so it's not going to happen. CJ sat 52 points on Monday. Really could have been a good story for him and might have been the upset of the year. But it wasn't to be. Neiman is the 1 seed. CJ, thank you again for a nice season. He is in the bottom 4, and he will be looking to get his draft board ready for next year. Anything on this matchup?
Would that have changed your seeding had he lost?
Yes. Yeah, or if Neiman had lost and I won, we were both tied 1-1. Both of his losses would have come in the West. I had 1 East, 1 West, Neiman and Adam. So that tiebreaker would have put me at the 1 seed. It would have it would have been a bummer, but as we'll get into, I'm just fine where I'm at right now. Last matchup is Eric murdering Steven. Eric couldn't go up or down. He's the 7 seed. Steven basically disappeared these last few weeks. Looking forward to next year for Steven, where he makes another run. Hopefully for the playoffs, so he stays interested the whole season. That's it. Thanks, Steven, for playing another season. We enjoy having you in the league, that's for sure.
For sure.
All right. Well, the rankings are what the seeds are at this point, if you're asking me. I'm not going to do rankings moving forward because it doesn't mean a hill of beans at this point. It's going to be the matchups, and we'll just go by seeds as far as rankings. We'll get right into playoffs round 1. Now, I'm going to do my best. I'm hoping to have an updated roster list to everybody tonight. I was going to try to do it during the day today. Haven't gotten to it, but I am going to try to do it and get it posted so everybody has their cap information for day 1 of the playoffs. So look forward to that. First playoff matchup, we start with the champs matchup as always. It's going to be Mr. Modest at the 3, Adam at the 6. Modest is the home team here, and as I alluded to before, it's all about injuries in my book. If I have Harden, if I have Ingram, if I have Drummond, if Brogdon's healthy, I think I take care of Adam. I have the home team advantage, and Harden's likely to get a TD or 2 to nullify anything that Adam puts up. With that being said, if I'm injured, it's going to be a cycle battle, and I know Adam knows how to cycle. I know how to cycle too. I still hope to get the win, but I'd much rather be healthy. I'm still picking myself here. Adam doesn't have Lowry, and that's really going to hurt him in the areas that he's strong in. So that'll leave the door open a little bit for me.
Yeah, there's several question marks when I look at Adam's team. If I recall, he gave up a first-round pick for John Wall. Is he going to be willing to just drop him because he needs to? Malik Beasley, is he going to play, and is he going to play well? Kyle Lowry's out. Jared Allen is out. Lonzo Ball, like you mentioned earlier, came back, but not having LaMelo, it's really just going to come down to how much is he willing to cycle. And if he's going to take it to you, then you're in some trouble, dude. But
if I'm injured, or is this no matter what?
If he's willing to cycle all of those spots and you're injured, then you're in some trouble.
I'm in some deep trouble. All right, so you're going to go with me then?
I'm going to pick you because I'm skeptical he's going to drop the players that he needs to make this competitive.
We'll see. It's all or nothing for Adam. It's nice that he's competing. He's in the playoffs this year. I'm happy to see him here. So good luck to you, Adam. He did beat me earlier in the season, so this is my revenge game for sure. I'd love to be able to kick this one out, but if I don't have the number one player in fantasy, it's going to be a little hard to do that. Next matchup, we'll just start at the top. It's going to be the number 8 matchup, Cody, against number 1, Neiman. I'm going to shock the world here, and I'm going to pick Cody. I don't like that Neiman doesn't have Collins. He doesn't have LeBron. He's much weaker than he was. He used all 7 cycle spots against CJ and still almost came up short. Joker is going to carry him quite a bit, but Cody has Luka, and as long as Luka keeps up with Joker, I think you're looking more at the mid-level team players for each, and I just think that Cody's a little bit deeper than Neiman here. I think Cody might shock the world. He's got nothing to lose, and what a comeback story this would be. Go, Cody.
Yeah, and it comes down to injuries for this one, too.
Yep.
Is Neiman willing to drop John Collins, who I don't think is coming back this matchup? That was a keeper for him. Is he willing to drop Serge Ibaka? Is he willing to drop Eric Gordon, who maybe, I don't know if he's worth keeping, but if he's not willing to drop some of those guys, he's in a lot of trouble. When you look at Cody's team closely, it's surprisingly solid, and he has a lot of free agent money. I too am going to pick Cody in this matchup.
Wow, can you imagine an 8-1, and what a storyline, because Neiman fights so hard to get that 1 spot after years and years of being right on the edge of playoffs, making the playoffs, not making the playoffs. He finally has his big run, and his best player or second best player in LeBron goes down. His keeper Collins goes down, and he's in some serious trouble in this 1 versus 8. Good luck to both.
Good luck, fellas.
Next matchup is your matchup is the 2 seed. You will be home against Eric. Now, I know there's been a lot of talk and cheering against you, Joel Gibson. A lot of people want you to lose this matchup. A lot of people want you to just roll over. I'm going to let you pick first in this one. Just get it out.
So I'm going to pick me. And I also, before I continue, I want to give someone special a shout out.
Okay.
And you want to know who it is?
Who is it?
It's me. I want to give myself a shout out for another 10-win season. I think I could be wrong on this, but I'm fairly certain every motherfucking season I have thrown up 10 wins. Shortened season, whatever the fuck. I am in here. I'm basically the Spurs. I might not win every year back to back, but there are wins sprinkled all throughout. I have quite the fantasy legacy.
Right.
So, anyways, I felt that was appropriate. I think at this time, I may retire my current team name. Kyle has been disposed of, and I may just have to change it to Team Fuck Eric. But I'm going to pick myself.
Excellent. I'm still going to pick you as well. I'm going against popular opinion here, but I do not want you to take Eric lightly. His team's pretty solid. I think he could have made a couple more moves towards the end. I also think that PG-13 sat randomly this week, so we got to be aware of that.
He played today, though.
He did play today, so if as long as they don't have a back-to-back, because I know they've been taking the opportunity to sit their stars on those back-to-backs. That being said, like I said, I'm gonna pick you, but Eric definitely has the capabilities. If you take some injuries, cycling, what are you going to be willing to drop? We've been talking about that. You're pretty solid up and down, and I know the bottom of your bench has been doing really well. Noel's been doing well. Moses, a lot of those spots, I think that you kind of relied, at least earlier in the season, on those being cycle spots, and now you don't have those. So a big question for me, at least, is going to be who you're willing to drop. I know Eric has a couple spots that he can just go at it. And like I said, if he's willing to drop more games played on an injured Joel Gibson, just don't be surprised if it's closer than you think it is.
Oh, I do think it's going to be close. Two key factors of this matchup are going to be if Fred VanVleet is playing.
Mm-hmm.
If he's just day-to-day and not playing, I'm really fucked. But his MRI came back clean. If he sits out, that's a cycle spot right there. And I wouldn't mind if that happened, actually. And then Capella, as long as John Collins is out, Capella is a monster for Eric.
Absolute monster.
Would be key in this matchup.
I agree, and I think getting a TD for you, even if it's just one, you could find yourself as that is the tied category at the end of the week if it comes down to 5-5. Eric doesn't turn the ball.
5-5, I got a home court, baby.
I forgot you were home court. Well, that's what I mean. If you get that TD, it would nullify any Eric TD, because that's why I'm saying getting a TD for you would be advantageous. Eric doesn't turn the ball over a lot either, so that is going to be his for sure. There's a lot of categories that'll be up there. I will guarantee one category you have, and that's free throw percentage.
Which, that is not a guaranteed cat for me against almost anybody, so that's actually fairly huge.
Right, and also keep in mind, I think Russell has an opportunity to come back, D'Lo. I'm not 100% sure, but I swore I was reading. He was doubtful for today's game, but it does say that he's inching closer and closer, and that makes assists a little bit more compelling, and threes. So it's going to be close. Good luck to both of you. Last matchup is the 4-5 matchup. Doug is the 4 seed. Simmons is the 5 seed. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. I believe I said that at the beginning of the season, and I think we are on the cusp of it actually happening. The two favorited teams, Kyle and Simmons, going into the draft, both could be out in 2 weeks' time, for sure. I'm picking Doug here. Doug is putting up monster lines, as I alluded to, with the steals and blocks. He's healthy. Doug is very healthy, and Simmons is not healthy at all. He's down Shea, that was his first round pick. He's down Triple J, who hasn't played at all this year. Hayward just went down for 4 weeks. We don't know how many games Embiid might sit. Also Williamson, Zion, who was a keeper. He has been out. We don't know when he's going to come back. And again, back-to-backs with Zion down the stretch, I think he might sit as well. Simmons is in a very, very rough spot here, going against arguably one of the hottest teams in the league right now. I'm picking Doug here. Certainly a bummer to Simmons, and I hate to say I told you so.
Yeah, another factor to this is Nurkic has just kind of been a bust this year.
Yep.
And that was another first-round pick, maybe?
I believe so, yeah. I mean, most of Simmons' picks were first-round and second-round picks. So either way, no matter where he was drafted. And it's tough for me to be hard on him because I also would have drafted Shea. I also would have drafted Nurkic, the hype that he had coming into this season. It's really tough because I think I could have found myself drafting them just as easily in the same spots that he was drafting them.
I agree with that, but I will say I would have kept the other initials guy. I would have kept SGA over JJJ.
Me too. And I think Simmons will admit that up and down. We made a mention of that back in the draft, that he should have done that. Just a real bummer. Man, good luck, Doug. I think Doug has it, though. You?
I think Doug's going to win, too.
Yep. Goodness. Well, we'll see. All that we can do is just play the games. We will do weekly halftime recaps as we always do, try to get some storylines going for the second half of the matchup. Good luck to all 8 of the remaining competitors, and thank you to all 4 of the bottom 4 for playing.
Participation awards to you guys.
Participation awards. We will get the voting slips out, and we'll do the rewards. It'll likely be the halftime of the championship round. I know we like to do it around that time, so I'll get the ballots out to everybody as well. Man, it has been one heck of a season, and these are going to be some of the most competitive playoffs. If those 4 teams end up winning that we picked, the second round is going to be extremely good as well. Even a Neiman Doug would be a great first round if our upset pick doesn't come through. But good luck to you, my friend, and that's it.
That's it, guys. Good luck.
All right.
Thanks for playing this year.
Later.